Greetings, welcome to another Alpha Magnus review. Today we're going to be doing the Battlefield Eternia comic book that comes with the Masters of the Universe Mattel Creations Eternia playset. Modi right here is going to give me some good luck. I got King Grayskull, well, he's out of view. But let's see, I've tried reading this a couple times, and I'm just going to go through it. I think I've pretty much got most of the hiccups through. Going to try to do a little thing. Now, I will say, for whatever reason, I've heard YouTube's weird about people reading comics. So I'm not going to do the full screens or do any scans or anything like that. I'm sure those are fully available. But this isn't for sale. There's no UPC on this. So I don't see why anyone would care. Because you had to back Eternia a year and a half ago to get this. Like, there's no way to get this after the fact. So, YouTube, stop being weird. Battlefield Eternia, there it is. There's Eternia, Skelegod. Hey, that's a spoiler. And then these two, which I've read this a couple times, and I really feel I have opinions. Let's just put it that way. In 1986, the original Minicomic released with the first Eternia playset left off on the most epic cliffhanger in Mo2 history. They obviously have not watched the Kevin Smith stuff, have they? The story remained unfinished, promises were left unfilled, until now. Previously in the story, the ultimate battlegrounds, in quotation, Skeletor and King Hiss combined their powers to raise the three towers: Viper Tower, Grayskull Tower, and Central Tower. The villains split their dominions, Skeletor overseeing the Central Tower with Hiss commanding the Viper Tower. In the core citadel, the Mystic Machines imbue Skeletor with untold power, but before he can relish in his newfound abilities, assailants arrive. He-Man vanquishes Skeletor in Central Tower. Ooh, vanquished. The villain is shocked to find that He-Man possesses more strength than himself, drawn from the Mystic Machines. That's what He-Man does, sir. I don't know who's shooting at the top, but not a moment of respite. The Snake Men besiege me. 4 decades later, our saga now concludes. So they got the Snake Men from the one of the later waves of this. We got Snout Spout here yelling, "To the three towers!" Loyally following He-Man's orders, the champions of Eternia take flight. However, the heroic warriors aren't the only ones advancing to the front. An ancient guardian attempts to stop the snake troopers assaulting on Central Tower. Stratos, your welcome company. Wait, what? Fool, now that the towers are mine, I'm no longer a mere king. Hitherforth, Emperor Hiss shall be my title. King Hiss? I don't know why. I guess my He-Man is just Lion-O. To his grim horror, the He-Man learned that the Mystic Machines didn't imbue him with him with incredible power. On the verge of being devoured, poison burning his fingers, He-Man calls upon the ancient power sword. By the power of He, to the ancients who once wielded the blade, I beseech your aid to help defeat this sinister evil. He gets stabbed in the face, folks, right in the throat. And in one deadly thrust, Hiss was skewered. Evil shall always be defeated, no matter the battlefield. From one king to another. Triumphantly, King Grayskull flings the Emperor Hiss's remains off the Central Tower. Bloop. And there's Modi eating King Hiss, I'm assuming. From across the Gulf of Eternity, you come to our aid, King Grayskull. Not just yours, He-Man, but someone who means everything to me. Here we go. Once a lost plane called the Netherrealm, a beautiful sorceress walks to the very threshold of subreality, an iridescent wall between worlds. Her name is Osiro, one of the most powerful wielders of Eternia magic to ever exist. Eternian magic, maybe? I don't know. For her power, she's been trapped. For all her power, she's been trapped in the Netherrealm for countless lifetimes. Long before being exiled, Osiro was once Queen Grayskull, wife to King Grayskull, until the fates turned against them. Defending his castle, King Grayskull fought against a mage from the Netherrealm who, in his final act, cast the spell of exile at the king. Weird that they didn't name that mage or have him be Major or something like that. But lo, the spell instead struck Queen Osira. Cruvazam! Cruvazam. And in a single instant, Osira was cast out from Eternia into the Netherrealm. King Grayskull lost his love, a curse no man should bear. So great his pain, it shook the very foundation of the universe. No! Yeah, he evaded it. The Netherrealm, long abandoned by the ancient sorcerers who left behind but one trace, a library of eldritch texts containing wizardry forbidden from all other domains. Isolated with nothing to do but research away back home, Queen Osira learned her magic until it became one with her soul. So, a lot of exposition in this, which is a bit of a bummer, honestly. She became more powerful than the bygone nether mages, creating new dimensions to their lost art. You see, He-Man, it was not only your call for help that I answered, but a chance to undo my greatest folly. Still one spell eludes her, how to return home. Suddenly a chill runs up the spines of every warrior on the battlefield as a shadow creeps across the land. From an adjacent chamber comes a terrible cackle. Ha ha ha! Skeletor, end this! Then you see Skelegod up here. Before I drank too cautiously from the wells of the mystic machines, now I imbibe without inhibition. By the power of Grayskull. Combining their efforts, King Grayskull and He-Man split the power sword. When will you realize that mine is the power? Power belongs to all. And then simultaneously, Osira uses her might, all her might, to spellcast while the mystic machine's supreme energy fired into the breach. Kabloom! There's everybody. Magic of both planes piercing the wall of sub-reality as all are blinded for a searing instant. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Free me from this cursed existence. An arcane chain reaction sweeps across the battlefield, freeing the lost souls of Skeletor's army. Both heroes and villains of Eternia are stunned by the light. Revved up like a deuce, another roller in the night. As below, so above. And from the source of light steps forth someone King Grayskull had lost but never forgot. Reunited after centuries of separation, their love conquered time, space, and evil. So we'll be seeing that 2-pack on Mattel Creations in a little while. I'm sure. Outnumbered and left with no incentive to fight the forces of evil, slink away. And then here we got Orko. Osira studied the forgotten texts of the Nether Mages? I have so many questions. Save your questions for another day, Orko. I would like more talking and less exposition in these comics, by the way, guys. Those two have a lot of catching up to do. Look at that. And 4 times we see Modi, the Moat Man. Bloop, burp. And then on this page, we've just got the Eternia Lion Staff. So she is the, I guess, a Lion Emperor woman. Osira, Tila, Evil in Body, which, of course, that's an obvious thing. Queen Grayskull, King Grayskull Soft Goods Cape. The Moot Monster. Modi, the Moot Monster. And that's it. That is the comic. If you like this, please like. If you want to see me do more of these, I will gladly do more. I have pretty much every Origins comic. I think the only thing I'm missing actually is the WW Eternia comic for the Undertaker one. So if you got that, hey, I want it. I just wanted the one I bought online was not did not have the comic because it was a aftermarket kind of deal. But I will read more of these. We'll do a little story time. Good stuff. Hey, Modi, you are the star. Oh, yeah. Give me that sauce. So that's it. Hope you enjoy this. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm Alpha Magnus. These are toys.